I think we are ready to start. So make yourself comfortable in a sitting posture. We will spend a few moments focusing on our breath, focusing on our senses, and also a bit of chanting. So whether you prefer cross-leg sitting or some other position, just make sure your spine is nice and straight. And whenever you are ready, feel free to close your eyes, focusing on your posture, visualizing your spine, perhaps rotating those shoulders back a few times, opening the chest, extending through the crown of your head. Making any micro adjustments you have to make. And slowly bringing the attention to your breath. So noticing the air passing through your nostrils. And any sensations it brings. So perhaps the air you are inhaling is cooler than the one you are exhaling. Check if that's true for you. And perhaps you can find other qualities of your breath and any other sensations around your nostrils. Maybe the nose feels a bit stuffed, or maybe a bit dry. Perhaps you might even be aware of your sinuses. And then notice the air passing through your throat each time you inhale and exhale. Just noticing the breath without changing it. Again, the air you feel at the back of your throat might be a bit cooler than the one you are exhaling. That's simply because your body warms up the air. So any sensations in your throat area, maybe some tingling at the back of your throat, perhaps no sensations at all. And as you let go of your thoughts, go deeper with your breath awareness into your chest, your rib cage. Noticing the movement. The chest rises and then falls down a bit. You may feel at this point a natural need to improve your posture and opening this chest a bit more, creating more space for your lovely breath. Opening your heart. and checking what this may mean for you to open the heart. It might be on the anatomical level, it might be more subtle. And your rib cage moving up and down as well as sideways as you inhale. Feel free to deepen your breath at this point, taking more air in than you usually take. Allowing your breath to guide you from moment to moment. And coming back to it if you get distracted. So the sensations coming from your chest. Even if it's some tightness, it's fine. It's still a sensation, and perhaps now we can't do much about it. But we'll create more space for our chest later as we exercise. And now the last bit of our focus. Go with your inner eye to your belly, especially your lower belly, and expand it like a little ball. So again, taking more air in than you normally take. And expanding your belly as if it's a little ball. And then really squeezing it, shrinking your belly, emptying the imaginary ball. To take more air in next time you inhale, all the way down into your belly. Expanding your belly more, the area below your navel. Letting go of any contracted muscles there that could restrict your breath. And then coming back to your chest for a few breaths. Noticing if anything changed there. Perhaps the capacity of your lungs improved. You can feel out the entire lungs. So your chest, upper and lower belly. Noticing that more air is passing through your airways. And then coming back to your throat. Perhaps you are able to hear your breath at the back of your throat. And then nostrils. So checking if anything changed there around your nostrils. And staying for a few moments or two, investigating the whole journey the air takes. So through your nostrils all the way down to your belly and coming back up, passing through all the points we paid attention to. And staying where you are, perhaps with your eyes closed, prepare your throat for a bit of chanting. Feel free to repeat after me each sound just as a warm-up. Loka, samasta, sukino, bhavantu. Great, and let's try together. Loka, samasta, sukino, bhavantu. Great, and we will be chanting now all together, changing the volume of our voice. So going more and more quiet to the point where we whisper, and then when we can't even hear our chanting, but we can hear it in our mind, if that makes sense, and then coming back up with the volume a few times. So let's take a lovely deep breath in together. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukino. Samasta sukino bhavantu. Loka 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 samasta sukino. Samasta sukino bhavantu. Loka 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 samasta sukino bhavantu. Staying for a moment or two, checking how chanting, the vibration, perhaps changed your internal experience. And just a note, it's okay to chant out of sync. We don't have to chant exactly at the same time. It's actually quite nice, especially in a group setting where we can hear people chanting and being at the different stages of the chant. Great. Okay. So we are going to lay down for a moment or two. So make yourself comfortable on the mat, ideally with your legs nice and wide, about hip distance apart or wider, and your arms falling away from each other outside, away of your body, with palms facing the ceiling. And let's become aware of the connection the body makes with the ground. Feel the support of your mat, especially wherever your spine touches the ground. And you may find some unnecessary tensions you hold, whether it's in your legs, for example, around your hips or thighs, or in your upper back, upper chest. So check if your shoulders are nice and relaxed, resting on the floor. Same with your arms, being heavy on the ground. And your head being nice and heavy. So really allow that head to be heavy on the ground to release any tensions from your neck. Your neck doesn't have to support your head at this time. You can fully trust the floor. Good. Taking a couple of deep breaths into your entire body. Sinking into the mat as you exhale, letting go of anything you don't need. Perhaps still feeling the vibration of your chant, which is ideal for calming the mind. And if you are ready, bring your legs together, take your arms over your head for a full body stretch. And then bring your knees to your chest for a gentle knee hug, perhaps rocking from side to side. And then bringing your feet together, holding your feet, and checking if it's comfortable to release tensions from your groins, your hips by gently opening them. And if it's too much, then just extend one leg and only experiment with one leg by opening one hip at a time. So check which one feels more natural. And you can squeeze your feet here. You can give yourself a bit of foot massage, perhaps squeezing your toes, perhaps massaging the arches of the feet, maybe even squeezing the heels. Just listen to your body. And if you chose to do each leg separately now, switch the legs. Otherwise, just continue opening your hips gently, both at the same time. The neck is nice and long on the mat. You can gently tuck your chin in, slowly building the awareness of that spine on the mat. And check your lower back. Perhaps you can press down with your lower back to increase the connection your back makes with the ground. Great. And now extend the left leg down and squeeze the right knee and bring it as close to your armpit as you can. And keep that left leg active as well. So the left foot is flexed, toes pointing towards the ceiling, while you're squeezing the right knee just by your chest or by your side. And now with your right palm, grab the sole of the right foot and bring your shin to vertical. So gently opening here the back of that leg. Feel free to pat your thigh with the fist to prepare that muscle. Great. And prepare to switch your legs. So hug the left knee by your side or by your chest. Taking a couple of deep breaths there, bringing that knee towards the armpit or simply to the top area of your left chest. Remember that the right foot is engaged, toes pointing towards the ceiling. And now grab the left foot with your left palm and bring the left shin to vertical. So gently stretching here, pushing with that left knee towards the armpit more, and perhaps patting that knee, that thigh. Great. Okay, letting go of the legs. Again, full body stretch, so take those arms over your head. Bring your knees to your chest, hug your knees. And now grab both feet and bring both shins vertical at the same time. Happy baby pose, rocking from side to side. Smiling and bringing those knees towards the armpits or floor just by your sides. Nice. And now cross your legs and grab the big toes on the outside and pull those legs kind of against each other, the opposite directions. And from here we will rock towards the sitting, but take a few moments to get there. Hopefully it feels all right for your spine. If not, then choose other way to come back up to cross-leg sitting, and then hopefully you made your way up. Great. Okay, so let's imagine there is a rope above. We try to climb, stretching one side of the body at the time. Great. And now leaning to one side, bring the other palm down, stretching through those fingers, making sure your sitting bones stay on the mat without bending forwards or backwards, just stretching the side of the body. Good. And then switching sides when you are ready. Taking a couple of deep breaths into your chest. And coming back. We are moving into eagle pose just for the arms, so extend those arms in front of you, place your left elbow on top of the right elbow, and then bring your palms together. But if you can't, just hook your thumb at least. And then pull your arms up. Go as high as you can with your arms and push your forearms away from your face. You should feel a lovely stretch between your shoulder blades. That's the purpose of this stretch. Take a couple of deep breaths there, perhaps improving your posture even more. So 2 actions, lifting up and pushing away from your face. Good. And release to switch the side. So now right elbow comes on top of the left elbow. Again, palms together or hook the thumb. And lift and push. Hold for a few moments without holding your breath. Great. And I usually say that we should breathe in Ujjayi way during the yoga practice. So we'll do a simple exercise to learn how to do it right. So to get there, I recommend you to put your palm in front of your face And every time you exhale, exhale through your mouth, saying ah. So it's almost like you are trying to steam the window. So take a couple of deep breaths, and as you exhale, exhale towards your palm. So do it 2 more times, inhaling nice and deep, and putting as much energy as you can into your exhale. And now let go of your palm and try to do the same, but exhaling through your nose. It will create a kind of snoring sound, sort of. So take a few moments together. Maybe you have to repeat exhaling through your mouth and then back through your nose. But the idea is that you can hear your breath by engaging the muscles at the back of your throat. It's a bit easier to do with open mouth. It's harder to do just through the nose, but you can get there. So this is yogic breath, victorious breath that really helps to calm the mind and control how much air comes and goes. Okay, try to maintain this breath throughout the whole session. And if you have strap, then grab a strap. If not, you can improvise with some rope or maybe a belt from your trousers, or maybe even a scarf. And trying to continue with the Ujjayi breath, take this strap with your arms and open your shoulders by taking this strap back. Ideally, the strap stays parallel to the ground. If it's not possible, then create more or less space between your palms so that you are comfortable. And then synchronize the movements with your breath, so going slowly and mindfully without overstretching your shoulders. Great, 2 more rounds. In a way that you can hear your breath at the back of your throat. Okay, and stay up with the strap and lean to one side. Check how far can you go without lifting off any of the hips from the floor. So you stay in contact with the floor, especially your sitting bones. Engaging your muscles at this point. Perhaps going deeper if you can. Okay. And next time you inhale, come back up, keeping your arms nice and straight, lean to the left side. Nice deep breaths into your chest. Good. And when you are ready, release. And prepare to extend your legs for the staff pose or Dandasana. So take your glutes away to have a better connection with the floor. And engage your feet so they are nice and vertical. Engage your upper thighs as well. Engage those muscles here. And then support yourself maybe just on the fingertips by your sides. Roll your shoulders back to keep this chest nice and open. You almost push your upper back forwards, if that makes sense, gently squeezing the shoulder blades. Great. Perhaps you can go deeper by lifting your heels off the mat. So you can press down perhaps with your calves, lifting those heels up. At the same time, maintain an open chest. And then without support perhaps, palms hovering over the mat, opening this chest even more. Great, releasing your heels, bringing right knee by your chest. And hugging this knee with your left arm and placing the right palm behind you. Inhaling, opening your chest, elevating the spine from the crown of your head. And as you exhale, look over the right shoulder and check how far can you go with your eye gaze. You might want to use a block under your right palm if you don't feel you have enough support there. Gentle twist on the spine as a warm-up. but feel free to go deeper if that feels alright. So perhaps you want to press with the left elbow against that thigh or knee to deepen your twist. And feel free to chant. Keep chanting while your head follows the rest of the spine. Very good. Coming back to the center, grabbing your foot and taking it over to the other side so your ankle shin can rest on your thigh, and bending here a few times, checking how it feels on your right hip and on the back of the left leg. And perhaps even rocking this hip a bit from side to side just to warm it up. Perhaps taking this leg really far out to the left and then bending a few more times. So just checking what feels natural, following the body. Great, and then let's go to squeeze the left leg just in front of you. Squeeze it with your right arm eventually. Take the left arm behind you. Inhale, open that chest, and then look over the left shoulder. Lovely. Staying here for a few moments. Again, feel free to use support if you have to for your left palm. Or if your arms are very long, then maybe bend that elbow. And then if you like, perhaps take that right elbow in front of the left knee to deepen your twist. Nice. Remember to open your chest more, elevate the spine as you inhale, and then deepen the twist as you exhale. The right foot stays engaged and you are aware of the entire posture. Lovely. Again, coming back with your chest, taking this left leg on top of the right thigh, bending forwards a few times, ideally from your hips. So keeping your spine nice and straight. And experimenting here, so maybe rocking this leg a bit from side to side, forwards and down. Taking this nice and far to the right, and then deepening your forward bend. Checking how it feels on your left hip and on the back of the right leg. Nice. Good. Releasing when you are ready, bringing your feet together for butterfly. So bring your feet as close as you can to your groins, but not too close. There is always a little bit of gap. And then grab your feet and imitate the butterfly wings movements with your thighs, releasing the tensions from the hips and opening them each time they go down. Nice. And now take them a bit further away and open your feet as if you are reading a book, bringing your chest towards them, bending from your hips, inhaling into your groins, perhaps using your elbows to press down and open them even more. Chest first, then head follows down towards the mat and feet. Feel free to look down to tuck your chin in. It's actually an interesting position for reading a book. I might try it. Nice. And now cross your legs. but quite away from yourself, so that when you look down there's a nice triangle shape, so your feet, legs are not too close to your groins. And then take your arms up as you inhale and bend forward. Lovely stretch on your psoas. Go as deep, as far as you can with your fingers without overextending. Exhaling and letting go of tensions from your groins, from your legs, from your thighs. There is no need to hold any tensions in your legs. And in fact, the more you relax, the deeper the stretch gets. Stay with your breath, perhaps your yogic breath. Stretching your psoas. So the very base of your spine or chakra column. Perhaps going deeper a few inches more. And then next time you inhale, walking your palms back so that you can change the order of your legs. And again, lovely deep breath in, arms up. And nice deep forward bend. Walking those fingers forward. Releasing the tensions from your legs, letting your legs to sink into the ground as you look down with your chin gently tucked in. Taking lovely breaths into your psoas, so the area between your kind of hips but also sitting bones. Nice, and keep going deeper, walking a few inches more each time you exhale. Last exhale. And then start walking your palms back. And we are moving on to all fours, stretching one leg at a time, stretching the toes, opening the back of the knee, the calf. Good, switching the legs. And following with cat flexions and extensions. So keep those arms, thighs vertical to the ground, parallel to each other. Inhale, drop your belly. And as you exhale, flex your spine. Couple of times following your breath. Perhaps you can go deeper each time in each flexion and extension. So you are extending as you drop your belly, lifting the sitting bones up, and flexing as you draw your navel, tailbone, chin in. A few more times. Perhaps staying with your Ujjayi breath to control the air passing through your airways. And Ujjayi breath is really good for calming the mind, letting go of thoughts that may distract you otherwise. Okay, coming back to neutral, tabletop flat back. Improve your wrists, improve your palms, so spread your fingers nice and wide, and then lift your right arm, left leg up, toes pointing down, so stretching through your heel back and through your fingers, just with the arm by your ear. Tuck your chin in, looking down towards your thumb, so that your spine can create nice one line, and allowing you to visualize you are stretching through the crown of your head and your tailbone. So nice straight back. Maintaining your balance, perhaps engaging your core muscles gently. And next time you inhale, look up, lift higher, and come back. Switch sides. To protect your wrist, remember to spread your fingers nice and wide. And then toes pointing down, arm by your side. Left arm, right leg. Visualizing the spine. Making sure it creates a nice straight line by tucking the chin in. Lifting higher, looking up, and letting go. Great. Tiger. So spread those fingers nice and wide again. As you inhale, lift right leg up without twisting your hips, and then bring your knee towards your forehead. Few times. Great. And the last time you are there, stay up, stay with this leg up, find your balance, and let go of the right arm so that you can grab your right foot with the right palm. Good. It's a balancing pose, so take a few moments to get there. And then when you reach your foot, perhaps kick back with that leg. If you like, you can open that hip a bit, especially if you are really tight. But ideally, just kick back with that right leg. Great. And let go. Let's switch the sides. As you inhale, lift your left leg up, and then bring the knee towards your forehead. Few times the knee can be bent gently. So kicking back with that left leg without opening the hip. And then stay with your left leg up. And grab your left foot with the left palm. Again, take a few moments to get there. Try to avoid opening your hip unless you are really tight. So ideally your hips stay fairly parallel to the ground. And you're simply kicking back with that left leg. And the left arm is there to support you. You maintain a good connection with the ground through the right palm and right knee and foot. Good. And release. Shake your legs if you have to. And again, lift the right leg up. But this time, grab it with your left palm. And then lift your right leg nice and high. So it's the opposite arm. Lift higher and higher and release and switch sides. So the other leg, the other arm, holding the foot or ankle. And kicking back and up with the leg, going as high as you can. And higher. Good. And release. Again, shake if you have to. And from here we are going to unfold the downward dog. So take your palms down, press down, tuck your toes under, lift your knees off the mat and bring your knees towards your chest towards your knees. Nice long spine. Increase the angle on your feet so that they are vertical to the ground to stretch your toes, and then start straightening your legs. And walk on spot bending, straightening one leg at a time. Keep pressing through your palms for a nice long spine and arms. Neck is relaxed. And when you are ready, lift both heels up, acute V shape, and then bring your heels down. Check if you can stay in your posture for 5 deep breaths. Ideally, you have your heels resting on the mat, but if it's not possible, rest them on a block or a couple of books so that you can be more stabilized here. At the same time, keep pressing through your palms for a nice long spine. Almost as if you are trying to open the chest. So lengthen the spine by pressing through your palms. Sitting bones are going up towards the sky. And you are looking towards the gap between your feet. Your feet are parallel to each other, with the outer edges more parallel than the inner edges. And now lift the right leg up. Stay up for a few moments without twisting the hips, just lifting the leg nice and high. And then step that right foot by your right palm and bring the left knee, left foot down. Good, and stay here for a few moments, just rocking forwards and back, sinking deeper with your hips each time you rock. Great. And eventually rising up. And here we'll try to do a gentle twist. So extend the left arm to press it against the knee on the outside, with right palm on your sacrum or hip. So gentle twist, a gentle balance, perhaps looking over the right shoulder if you like. So right palm is on your sacrum and the left arm, whether it's your forearm or elbow or palm, is pressing against the right knee, the outside. Yogic breath. Good, and release. And this time try to straighten the front leg. So perhaps take those arms a bit back and try to lift that foot up. Good. So see how it goes. Maybe you can bend forward here gently. Check if that's possible for you. Nice. Inhaling into the back of the knee. Great. And then bending that knee and bringing your palms by the instep. Perhaps taking this foot to the right a bit for your forward bend. You can bend your elbows, you can even bring your forearms down. And if you want to engage your left foot, feel free to tuck the toes and leave the knee back up. That's obviously a bit stronger version. Otherwise, keep your knee down. Good. And release. Come back to your all fours. And unfold your downward dog again. 5 breaths. Check your feet alignment. They should be hip distance apart, more or less. Bringing your heels down. Opening the back of your legs. Pressing down through your palms. Nice long spine with arms extending the spine, all creating one fine line. Neck is relaxed, maybe chin gently tucked in, and the sitting bones are shooting towards the sky. Next time you inhale, lift your left leg up and stay up for a few moments, going as high as you can, but without opening your hips. And then sweep that leg through by or instead your left palm. And rock here a few times forwards and back. Make sure your knee and the foot are not in one line. I mean the right knee and left foot, because we are going to rise up now and you want to have a nice balance. And you can stay as you are or do a gentle side stretch by pressing against the knee and taking the left palm on the sacrum. Elevate your spine through the crown of your head and look over the left shoulder if you have a good stability. If you struggle with balance, just look on the floor to the side. Perhaps sinking deeper with your hips. Nice. And coming back to the center, and now try to straighten that front leg, lifting the foot toes up and bending forward. Bending forward towards the front leg. You might want to bring it more towards the midline of the mat. Nice. Opening the back of the leg with foot almost vertical to the ground. Nice. And bend that knee. We are going for a forward bend. So again, feel free to take that left leg to the side. And then bring your palms by the instep or maybe even your elbows and forearms. Taking a few deep breaths there. If you want, you can let that left knee drop to the side. If you want, you can tuck the toes under to lift the right knee up. And then stretch back through the back heel. Good. Releasing, coming back to all fours. Spreading the fingers nice and wide. Moving into dog. Perhaps walking that dog again if that feels tight, otherwise stay in your dog. And then look towards your palms, hop, walk or jump towards your palms so you end up in a forward bend, feet apart. Inhaling, looking up, tabletop flat back, so kind of half bend. And then bending deeper, going deeper into your forward bend. And rocking from side to side. Perhaps clasping your elbows and even doing ragdoll shakes with your head, neck completely relaxed. Micro bend on the knees. Letting go of tensions from the upper back as well. Good, letting go of the arms. And now very slowly we are going all the way back up, taking nice deep breaths, stacking one vertebra at a time. You can keep your arms nice and floppy, the head very heavy. Your head, in fact, will come up last. So take a couple of breaths to get there. And you end up in standing. Great. And we are doing the mountain pose now. So bring your feet together with your Feet, ankles and knees pressing against each other. Rolling your shoulders back and staying like this with your chest open, palms facing out. Squeezing your bum, squeezing your thighs, both the front and back thighs. And it's almost like you try to take your inner thighs out through the front, out to the sides. So kind of outward movement with your thighs. Good. Keep squeezing your buttocks, maybe tucking the tailbone under a bit. Squeezing those shoulder blades more to open the chest and heart. Chin is neutral, and you either look down or at the wall in front of you, or just close your eyes if you feel you have a good balance. Mountain pose. Great. And releasing. Shaking your legs if you like. We are going to chair pose, so you can stay with your feet together or perhaps wide apart if that's easier. And then sit in your imaginary chair. Here your knees can still press against each other if you keep feet together. So sit in your imaginary chair and stay with your palms supporting you, or take them over your head, perhaps clasping, maybe with your fingers, pointing fingers straight, but the rest interlacing. And as you inhale, rise up, exhale and bend again, a few times. Dynamic movement. Nice Ujjayi breath if you like. And then diving into your forward bend. If you are not in the front of your mat, then come to the front of your mat. You are in your forward bend. We are going to do a couple of very simple sun salutes. So here where you are, you can walk back your feet or jump into plank. And then as you exhale, lower yourself down. Inhale in your cobra, elbows by your sides, long neck. Move into all fours, downward dog. Look towards your palms, walk or jump towards your palms. So you are again in a forward bend. Inhale, look up. Exhale, bend. Inhale all the way up. Great, and exhale. Inhale, arms up. Stay up, look up. Inhale, lean back. Dive into your forward bend. Inhale, hop, jump, back into plank, and all the way down into stick. Rest if you have to for the inhale in your cobra. Good. Unfold your dog. Let's take a few moments here, adjusting the pose and then looking towards the palms, hopping or jumping to the front, forward bend. Inhaling, looking up. Exhaling down. Inhaling all the way back up. So that's the simplest sun salute you can do. We are going to do a few more. Inhale, arms up. Stay as you are when you exhale. And then lean back as you inhale again. And again, dive into your forward bend. Hop, jump into plank. And then lower yourself down. Inhale, cobra. Unfold your dog. Making few adjustments for a perfect dog. And then looking towards your palms to hop or jump. You can do one foot at a time or both feet to end up in your forward bend. Inhale, look up, and then exhale, bend. Come all the way up, soft knees, next time you inhale. Great. Few more. Inhale, arms up. Stay as you are. Inhale, lean back. And dive into your forward bend. Hop or jump. Plank and then stick. Into cobra. And dog through your all fours. Nice. Lifting your sitting bones towards the sky. And then looking towards your palms, hopping, jumping there. Inhaling, looking up. Exhaling down. And then all the way up next time you inhale. 3 more. Inhale, arms up. And then next time you inhale, lean back, extend through the crown of your head. Then dive into forward bend. Step or jump back into plank. Lower yourself down. Cobra. And dog for a few breaths. Feet hip distance apart. Pressing through your palms, opening the back of your knees. And then jumping, hopping towards your palms. Looking up. Exhaling down. Inhaling for all the way up. And again, inhale, arms up. Stay up. Inhale, lean back. Forward bend. Plank. And stick. Cobra. Downward dog. Jumping, hopping towards your palms. Inhaling, looking up. Exhaling down. Up to standing. And the last one. Inhale. Exhale. Stay standing. Inhale, open your chest. Forward bend. Plank. And stick. Cobra. Downward dog. Taking a few deep breaths here. Walking, hopping, jumping towards your palms. Looking up. Exhaling down. And the last deep breath in to come all the way up. And let's continue. Let's taking deep breaths here. Perhaps doing a bit of balancing. Maybe rising onto your heels. Good. Synchronizing the movements so your palms touch your thighs as your heels come down. Few more. Stretching, stretching, stretching as you reach the highest point and then coming back down. And now find a wall or some furniture to open your shoulders. Simply bring your palms down towards the wall, just around above your head, and then bend forward to open your armpits. So hopefully you can see me. I'm sorry I'm showing you my back, but that's the nearest wall I have. So pressing with your palms towards the wall, you are opening your armpits. Lovely. You can experiment, maybe go lower with your palms if that feels more comfortable. Trying to bring that head closer towards the wall. Good. Okay, come out, shake your palms if you have to, your arms. And let's do some balancing poses. We will get to tree pose, but first let's do a warm-up. So ground your left foot down, spread the toes nice and wide, improve the inner arch. Inhale through your left leg and squeeze your right knee in front of you. So take a few moments to get used to balancing yourself on one leg. Improving your posture, open chest, extending through the crown of your head. And then perhaps, taking this knee with the right palm only, left palm on the hip, opening it to the side. Find your balance there, toes pointing down. Lovely. And now slide your right palm so that you can grab the big toe. Good. And keeping your knee nice and in front of you, check if you can extend that leg in front of you. Maybe take a few bends here before you stay in one. If you have a strap handy, you can always wrap that foot with a strap. And then eventually stay in your kind of forward bend, but hopefully your chest is quite nice and up straight. Then maybe taking this leg to the side. Finding your balance. Okay, and then come back to the center. And without support. So keep your both palms on the hips, keeping this leg nice and high. Higher, higher, higher. And release. Shake. Great. Inhale through the right foot and hug your left knee. And then perhaps take this knee to the side with your right palm on the right hip. Then check if you can grab the big toe only. And improving the right foot to have a good balance, try to extend that left leg in front of you. Maybe bending a few times before you get there. Ujjayi breath. If that feels alright, take this leg to the side. Then come back to the center without support. So the leg only stays up. Higher, higher, higher. And release. Shake. And perhaps oxygenate or hydrate. Lovely. Okay, tree pose. Choose your option, plenty of options. You can rest the heel by the ankle, knee, by your groin. I actually recommend you today to really go for the last stage, which would be bringing the front foot on top of your thigh, just under your hip. And then up to you what you choose to do with your palms. You can bring them by your heart or over your head. You might even want to bring your palms together behind you, so kind of prayer, but with your palms between your shoulder blades. Or maybe palms facing, pointing down. Good balance. Looks like it's an easy pose. So we are going to complicate it. Bring your palms in front of you and try to sit down in your imaginary chair on one leg only. And start bending forward so that you can reach the floor with your fingers, and then perhaps sit even lower so that you rest on your heel with your buttocks. So check if that's possible for you. Don't worry if you can't get there. It's all about the balance and strength. Great. And come out however you like to come back to standing. Shake your legs. And we'll try the tree on the other side, symmetrically. So choose the same option for the left foot. Improve the right foot for a good stability. And then either palms by your heart, over your head, or behind you. You can try each option one at a time. Palms behind you obviously will be a stronger chest opener. Looking down towards maybe one point on the floor to keep it nice and steady. And you may find that one leg is easier than the other. Come back with your palms to your heart if they are not there already, and then sit in your imaginary chair. If it's your right leg and you are right-handed, perhaps it's easier on the right leg. And then perhaps lift your heel up to rest your buttocks on your heel. And then try to balance. Maybe take those fingertips a bit behind the leg, and then eventually maybe bringing them by your heart. Take the left leg back as far as you can, not too far though, so probably around a meter. And there is a nice 60 degrees angle on the back foot. The front foot is pointing towards the front of the mat. And now bend the knee and bring your right palm either by the instep or just outside of the foot, and that's where you might need a block. And then either rest your left palm on your hip or bring your arm by your ear, trying to create one line with your arm and back leg. Good. Triangle pose. Stay here for a few strong breaths. You may find you, after some time, you prefer to rest on the mat rather than block. Check if that's you. Also, your block has many different edges, and each edge will provide different height. Good. Nice right arm just by the ear. Good. Inhale to come out to standing. Come closer with the back foot a bit for a triangle pose. So extend those arms. Lean to your right and then come all the way down into your full triangle. Perhaps place your block where it's comfortable so that you can look up. And you can only look up if you have a good balance. So both legs are straight without overextending. If you want to go deeper, your palm or block can be by the outside edge of the foot. Focus your eye gaze on the thumb and keep breathing. And to come out, bend the front knee, rise up, come back to the front of your mat. Right leg back. Check the foot alignment. Side angle pose to start with, so bend the front knee And rest your palm on the block or on the mat, either by the instep or on the other side of your foot, and then right palm either on your hip or by the ear. Long, nice arm, stretching through your fingers, looking to the side or looking up. Visualizing your posture, maintaining the posture awareness. And come out when you are ready on the inhale, ideally. Come forward with the back leg for a triangle pose. So extend those arms, open your hips, lean to your left. As you exhale, dive into your triangle. Check where your block or books should be. And then look up. One side might be more tight than the other. That's fine, just work on that. Focusing the eye gaze on the thumb. Both legs straight, nice stretch, especially on the front leg, without overextending your knee. Perhaps going deeper if you can. Maybe placing this palm on the outside of the foot. Good, coming out by bending the front knee, coming back to the front of your mat. Taking a few deep breaths, perhaps grabbing a drink. And the last one, standing pose, will be half moon pose, so it's also a balancing pose at the same time. So make sure your block is handy, it will be very useful. Okay, so let's start with the right leg. Bend this leg so that you can bring your palms down. So kind of triangle shape created by your palms and the right foot. While you launch the left leg up. So the left leg is nice and straight. And here you can open the hip. You can point the left toes towards the sky. And the block will have to be under your right palm, the way you like. But before you do anything further, spread the toes of the right foot nice and wide, improve the inner arch, and only then try to leave the left foot, left palm off the mat. Perhaps by the hip to start with. And then maybe extending this left arm towards the sky. So both arms and left toes are pointing towards the sky. So you really have to have a good support with the right arm. So ideally you have some block or you are flexible enough. Keep breathing. Straightening and strengthening this leg you are standing on, feeling the stretch in your hip. Opening the front of your body to the side. Good. And coming out when you are ready. We will switch the sides so you can stay in your forward bend. Just improve the left foot this time. Move the block. Palms should create kind of triangle. And then lift the right leg up. Point the toes towards the ceiling. Find a comfortable position for your left palm to bring your right palm onto your right hip. Good. Straighten that leg you are standing on. Open that right hip. And then perhaps extend your right arm towards the sky. Keep looking down or towards the side, whichever keeps you more balanced. Lifting that back leg a bit higher. Opening the front of your body to the side. Breathe. Good, and release. Shake your legs if you have to. And we are going to sit down on the mats. So you can make your way all the way down. Perhaps we can stop for a moment in a yogi squat. Quite like this posture. Bringing your palms together. Forearms creating one line. Looking down with your feet, heels down or heels up. Up to you. Great. We are going to do a couple of forward bends to start with. So make your way down, buttocks coming down to the mat. Extend your legs in front of you, take your glutes away. Bring the sole of the right foot by the groin. Good. And now rest the left palm, ideally the outside of the palm, on the floor in front of you, between the legs, or maybe even rest that left arm on your right leg. And then come over with the right arm by your ear, kind of going towards your left foot. So you have a lovely side stretch here. Make sure you open that chest. And as I said, there are two options for the left palm. You can either rest it down on the floor or you can grab the right knee. So take a few moments there, getting used to this new pose. And then perhaps going deeper into your side stretch without bending forward for now. We were going to do forward bends just in a moment. Good. On the inhale, come out. And check if you can bring this right foot to your thigh, as if you were in this tree pose again, or half lotus. Okay, so I don't know if you can see me, I will maybe rotate. It's okay that this knee is floating here. If it doesn't feel comfortable, you can always rest it on the block. See what works fine for you. And then take your arms up and bend towards your left foot, and this left foot is active. And we'll stay here for a few moments, checking if that right knee can go down to open the hip. Don't worry if it can't. You can always use the strap if you can't reach your foot. So choose your option. And focus on bringing your chest face towards the leg in front of you. Perhaps going deeper each time you exhale. Perhaps splaying those elbows out to help you go deeper. Good. And release. Now bring the sole of your right foot just by the groin, by the left thigh. And right arm will come towards the left big toe, but just for a moment. You basically want to rub that knee from the inside out so that your left palm can kind of rest on your hip. You can even try to connect your palms together behind you. So check if you can bind there. You can also use the strap if you can't reach your palm. And then bend forward. It's not the most obvious forward bend, but try to make your way there. So you are kind of pressing against the right knee to deepen your forward bend, bringing your chest face towards the leg. Nice deep breaths. Good. And release. And extend that leg. Shake if you have to. We are going to switch sides now. So you are going to bring the front of the left foot now just by the hip. Activate the right foot. Inhale, lift your arms up. And then bend forwards towards the right leg. Check if this side feels a bit different. And when you are comfortable, start bringing your chest closer towards the right leg. Good. Releasing when you are ready. Bringing the sole of your foot down where it is on the floor. And then maybe using the right palm behind you to press towards the right leg so that you can almost reach the toe. And then bind. So kind of hugging this knee from the inside out. Perhaps taking the other palm back as well so that they can come together. One wrist holding the other. If not, just use a strap. And then continue bending forward towards the front leg. As mentioned last time, you can press against that bent knee, bent leg to go deeper into your forward bend. That's a classic forward bend from Ashtanga Yoga. Good, and release. So that was the preparation for the next forward bend. So bring this right foot again by your hip. The right knee is resting to the side because the front of the right foot is on top of the left thigh, as we've done in the beginning. Then you bend the front leg so that heel comes really close. And then you bend forward to reach with the left palm, left arm. And then hug your knee, the left knee, from inside out. Take a few moments together. It's not the most intuitive pose. It might be strong on your knees, so be careful. Might be also strong on your ankles, especially the right ankle. And ideally this right knee comes down to the floor. This way it should be easier for you to clasp your palms, the wrist, bending forwards, and release. Be gentle as you come out of this pose. Good. And extend both legs. So now we are going to the left side. So bring the front of your left foot by your thigh, the top of your thigh. And this knee is going down here, it's going towards the floor. And now make sure you're comfortable enough to bend that right knee so that right heel comes towards the groin. And at the same time, the left knee is coming towards the floor. And you are not losing the balance here. Okay? And now lean to the front with your right arm so that you can wrap around the right knee. And be careful with your shoulder here. Do not overextend your shoulder. And if you can't reach with your palms, then use the strap. Classic pose from Ashtanga Yoga. Actually, it's the first style of yoga I discovered myself. So I'm staying here in a forward bend. Few more breaths. And slowly making your way out into cross-leg seating. Or if you feel prepared now, you can try half lotus or full lotus, where both feet are on top of the other thigh. So check if that's possible for you. Don't worry, you can stay in cross-leg seating. We are just gonna strengthen the wrists by trying to lift our body up, either with the palms by your hip or in front of you, or somehow between your legs if you manage to find a space to put them in. Otherwise, just use the first two options where you try to lift yourself up. Strengthening the wrists and protecting them by spreading the fingers nice and wide. Cool. And releasing. Letting go of those feet. Be careful if you went into lotus or half lotus. And then spread your legs nice and wide. We are going to forward bend here. If you want to go really deep, you can first extend your arms towards the sky and then deepen your stretch. Once you get there, you can either walk your palms forward or perhaps grab your big toe so that you can pull yourself into a deeper forward bend. Splaying those elbows out, perhaps spreading those legs even wider, feet flexed, bringing your chest face down to the floor. And for the ultimate forward bend, we are going to bend those knees as they are, just a little, so that you can take your arms under your knees. And now come back to straight legs if you can, with your arms, forearms or elbows under your knees. So now your chest really comes towards the front of your mat, and you can move your heels inch at the time, walking your fingers away from yourself, from each other. Good. It's very impressive to see people in this pose where they can actually rest their chest down, keeping the legs completely straight on the mat, as well as the arms. I'm sure it's not only the flexibility they develop, but also the natural ability of the body and building on that. So don't worry if you can't get there. Great. And then bringing your palms towards your feet and perhaps bringing your feet together. Soles together as if in a butterfly, but staying in your forward bend. And resting your knees or legs on your arms, so your knees are coming towards the floor, to the sides. And you are looking towards your feet, this time being much closer to them than last time after the butterfly pose. Good. And release by shaking your legs. Spread the fingers nice and wide, and then choose your way to lift your body up on your elbows or perhaps with your knees by the armpits. Don't worry, you don't have to stay there for too long. You can just try for a second in and out, building it up so that one day you can hold it for longer. And eventually lay down on your belly. If you are up for a handstand later, why not to prepare the shoulders? So take your left shoulder nice and away from your body to the side. Rest your head and then roll onto that shoulder. So stack one leg on top of the other. Use your right palm for support and walk your fingers to your left as far as they can get. And soon you will notice that the floor is pressing against your shoulder to open it. It's also a very good pose if if your chest is collapsed or you cycle a lot and you really need to work on having those shoulders away from your ears and allowing your chest to be open by default. And switching the sides, so now extending the right arm and rolling onto the right shoulder, right side of your body, stacking left leg on top of the other. Walking those fingers of the right palm away from you. Good. Keep yourself balanced with the left palm. Nice. Okay, and come back when you are ready. Now extend this left arm to the right, just kind of in front of you, so you can almost rest on it. It doesn't matter really what you do with the right arm. You can even rest your forehead on it if you like. So you are basically laying down with your left arm pointing to the right. Okay, and prepare to change arms. So now the right arm is stretching, especially the shoulder, and the left arm is resting, maybe giving you support if you rest on your side or forehead. Now check, you can cross both arms. So that left arm goes to the right and right arm goes to the left. I'm pretty sure you can rest your forehead here on a block if you like. And now we are going to cross those arms the other way around. So just change their order. And again, right arm goes to the left arm goes to the right. Good, and release. Continue laying down, perhaps with your chin on your palms or on your under your forehead. And lift one leg up at the time. Checking how it feels. Nice strong legs and stride. I always confuse these two words, stride and strong. Good. And then when you are ready, inhale to lift the front of your body up, pressing down with your pelvis and feet down, lifting higher each time you inhale. Good, resting down. And now we'll try to lift both legs up. So you can either stay as you are or bring your arms down along your body with palms facing down. That should be easier. Or maybe even easier, forming fists and resting them by your groins. So check which works for you, and then on the inhale, rise up and then down. Okay, you know where you are going. Feel free to rest your chin or forehead down and then rise up for a few breaths, just your legs. Good. Higher and release. And the last one, bow pose. We are going to lift both legs, both arms up with arms by your sides. So rise up. You obviously have to lift the front of your body as well. So it's your legs, your upper body, and your arms by your sides, pointing down and back. Good. Staying here for a few moments. Lifting higher and higher. Strengthening your back and then resting. Well done. And now perhaps you can spread your legs nice and wide. In steps down to rock your hips. Bringing your feet together. And moving yourself slowly into wide knee child. Forehead down. And rest. And from here, walking your palms back so that you can elevate your spine. Seated mountain pose. Arms over your head, palms together. And resting, making your way down to the mat, laying down. Last few postures. We will start with the bridge pose. So bring your feet by your groins so that you can just touch them just about with your fingertips. Neck nice and long, tucking your chin in. And eventually lifting your pelvis lower back up and then slowly bringing them down as you exhale. So doing this a few times as a warm-up, perhaps lifting one vertebra more each time. And eventually maybe you can lift your upper back up. Perhaps engaging your arms, taking them over your head next time you inhale. Good. Make sure your knees stay over your ankles without splaying out. Synchronizing the movement with your breath, opening the front of your body as you rise up. And check if you can lift your heels off the mat so that you can be on your toes as you lift up. This should help you go a bit higher. Strong legs, keep going. And next time you are up, stay up for a few deep breaths. Tucking your chin in to protect your neck. Again, trying to rise onto your toes only. Opening the front of your body. A bit higher. And higher. Good. And resting down, full body stretch. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And then hug your knees. Rocking from side to side. And now either repeat your bridge pose, maybe even with some support, or go for wheel pose. With wheel, you have to place your palms under your shoulder blades. It's obviously a harder pose, so take it slowly. And be careful if you've never done it before. So here you want to lift your hips off the mat first and then your head. And ideally you keep your arms and legs nice and straight. Check if that's possible for you. Nice deep breaths, release your neck. Maybe straightening those arms more without pinching too much on your lower back. Taking more weight onto your arms. And eventually slowly coming down, head first, and then your pelvis. Nice. Good, full body stretch, and then knee hug. Think about your inversion. What would you like to do? Maybe just lifting your legs up, maybe a shoulder stand, or maybe some sort of headstand. Choose your option. You can even rest in your plow just after the shoulder stand. I'm going to show you a tripod pose today, a fairly easy headstand with support, where you have to place your palms at the bottom, at the base of the imaginary triangle, with your head coming on top of the triangle. And then rolling a few times with your head to get used to some weight on your head. And then perhaps straightening your legs. And maybe resting down or coming closer with those legs. And eventually resting one or both at the time on the elbows. If you've never done this pose before, better not to do it, or just by the wall for extra support, or maybe with someone supervising you. And remember to breathe in your inversion. Few more breaths. Perhaps trying a different inversion if you had enough, or perhaps playing with your legs and different alignments. If you had enough, you can always rest in your child pose, or if you were in a shoulder stance, then rest your knees on your forehead. And then making your way to laying down for Shavasana, your final relaxation. So perhaps wrap yourself with something warm, a blanket or some extra clothes, because your body is going to cool down a little as you rest. And you have few options as always. You can either lay down in classic Shavasana with your legs wide apart, as well as your arms. Or you can try a diamond shape with your legs. There's actually a nice variation with the strap. If you have a strap, you can create a loop with your strap. So the strap is by your waist and it's going around your feet as if in a butterfly. And tighten the strap, so you will have to thread it twice through your loop, assuming you have a classic yoga strap or belt, so that you can kind of lock this strap. So it's nice and tight. And then try to lay down. You may discover it's a bit too tight or maybe it's too loose. Make some adjustments. And then either rest as you are, or you can even go for some extra chest opener with some kind of bolster or extra pillow. And you would have to place it at the base of your spine or somewhere around your lower back to open your chest. So check what feels right for you. And then prepare to lay down. If you have extra support, you can, for example, put your blocks under your thighs or knees so that it's not too strong. Palms facing the ceiling. Closing your eyes. It was a class with many new postures, lots of happening. So now you deserve to rest. And to also create space in your body to process everything your body has done today. So allowing it to sink in. Scanning your body, letting go of any unnecessary tensions. Sinking into your mat or your accessories. Trusting their support. Giving yourself permission to relax. And allowing your breath to breathe you. Remembering to relax your face as well, not just the body, but the face is the part of your body too. Relaxing your jaws, cheeks, eyelids, forehead, letting go of any facial expression. And this is a gentle smile. Letting go of your thoughts, focusing on your breath. Sinking into your setup on the props or mat, and trusting they support your body so that you can fully relax. And slowly coming out of your Shavasana. So if you have all those props around, you have to think how you're gonna come back flat to the mat. If you have a bolster or a pillow under your back, let go of it. Same with the strap around your feet if you had one, so that you can go into your full body stretch. And then hugging your knees by your chest, rocking from side to side, and eventually resting on the right side of your body, staying there for a few moments. Staying with any new sensations you feel, whether they're within your body or more abstract. Inviting sensations of bliss and peace, which are always available within you. And eventually lifting yourself up into cross-leg seating. staying with your eyes closed. Taking your arms over your head for Prana Mudra. And then bring your palms together at the top of your head, the point between your eyebrows, throat, and chest, and rolling your shoulders back. We are going to chant one long Om and then short Om and 3 times Shanti. Nice deep breath in. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And we are going to bend to each other saying Namaste.